Palpatine arrives on the planet Mustafar, having sensed that his apprentice was in danger. He reaches the location where Vader's presence is strongest. Anakin emerges, still intact after slaying Obi-Wan, whose body tumbles down the lava bank.
Good, my student. You have done well.
Sidious congratulates his apprentice for completing his mission as Anakin presents Sidious with Kenobi's lightsaber hilt. Sidious teaches Anakin then and there to bleed the Kyber crystal to give the crystal its blood-red hue. Anakin follows his master's instructions, bleeding the crystal as he pours his hatred into it. Hatred for the Jedi, the Hutts, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and even Palpatine. After completing this task, Anakin clicks the crystal into his current lightsaber hilt and activates the plasma beam. He gazes upon the red blade as several thoughts cross his mind. He has become so powerful that he killed Obi-Wan effortlessly. If he is so powerful, then he should be able to save Padme without Sidious's help. Before Palpatine can sense Anakin's next move, he plunges his blade into Sidious's chest. Though surprised, Palpatine dies with a smile on his face, knowing that the Sith would be unstoppable now that Anakin succeeded him. The clones of the Coruscant Guard are surprised by Vader's decision as he declares,
"No! The galaxy belongs to me."
Have you ever wondered what would happen if Palpatine died on Mustafar? With the Supreme Chancellor gone, what would Anakin do with his newfound power? Who would stop Anakin from conquering the galaxy? Stay tuned for this episode of What If. And if you like this sort of content, be sure to subscribe for more. Your support has been amazing, and I am so grateful for each one of you who liked and subscribed to us so far, so comment down below what sort of ideas you want to see next. Now, let's get back into the story. Anakin returns to Coruscant after recovering his wife and droids, taking them back in Sidious's shuttle. He drops off Padme at Grand Republic Medical Facility in the same room where Darth Vader would have been reborn, not wishing for his wife to interfere with his ascension through the ranks of the Empire. Following, Anakin heads to the Senate to declare his ascension to emperorhood. He twists the narrative, explaining that Palpatine was killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar after Palpatine arrived to arrest the CIS leadership personally. The Senate mourns Sidious' death and buries his body back on Naboo, with Anakin attending the funeral, feeling not an ounce of regret. Meanwhile, Padme regains consciousness and painfully gives birth to twins, Luke and Leia. Anakin is present for the delivery, surprised but ecstatic that Padme survived childbirth. Padme is horrified to learn that Anakin killed both Obi-Wan and Palpatine, viewing Anakin as a monster as her love for him dissolves. Anakin's infatuation for Padme remains, but he decides to have her practically exiled from society and under constant guard to ensure she does not interfere with his plans. With Kenobi's death, Yoda enters his self-imposed exile, while Bail Organa returns to Coruscant. Despite knowing that Darth Vader is responsible for the Jedi Purge and presumes he is responsible for Palpatine's murder, he cannot produce any evidence for either. Instead, he remains in the background, formulating what would eventually become the Alliance to restore the Republic. Vader establishes himself as the Emperor and leads the Empire into a new era of peace, freedom, justice, and security. Though evil, Anakin is far less dictatorial than Palpatine would have been, using his assets in the Senate to enforce justice across the galaxy. The Imperial Army begins the Stormtrooper program as swaths of enlistees fill the Imperial military. Additionally, Anakin continues to purchase clone Stormtroopers from Kamino, believing them invaluable in his conquest to free the Outer Rim from the syndicates and crime families. The war against the syndicates takes less than 2 years to complete. Crimson Dawn, the Hutts, Black Sun, the Pikes, and the Zygerians are decimated, with no one remaining to represent them. Smaller crime families and corruption within the Senate are also snuffed out, leaving the galaxy almost entirely crime-free. Slavery is outlawed, and the Outer Rim responds with jubilation and total submission to Anakin's empire. With the known galaxy under Anakin's complete control, he sets his sights on conquering the unknown regions. In his conquest, he comes across the Chiss ascendancy, offering them entry into his empire if they surrender themselves to his rule. The aristocrat, the Chiss ruling families, denies this offer, and the Empire declares war on the Chiss ascendancy. Grossly outmatched, the Empire begins to stomp the Chiss ascendancy into the ground when miscellaneous attacks on Imperial outposts occur all across the Empire. Anakin turns his attention to the increasing number of assaults and acts of sabotage against Imperial outposts and facilities. Increasing the guard, enlisting more personnel, and incorporating various countermeasures do not help as more facilities are damaged or destroyed. The Chiss begin to form a foothold within Imperial space, leaving Anakin concerned for the security of his empire. After meeting with his Security Council, Anakin concludes that there must be a traitor within his midst. His immediate suspicions are Grand Moff Tarkin and Gideon, though the Imperial Security Bureau rules them both out and confirms their loyalty. Anakin concludes that someone close to him is responsible for the information leak. He suspects Padme is involved and begins investigating her. Anakin's suspicions prove correct as Padme is revealed to be in collusion with Bail Organa, who has started the Rebel Alliance. Anakin moves quickly to destroy the rebellion, starting at its core. He orders the ISB to arrest Bail and search his apartment on Coruscant and his residence on Alderaan. Several recordings in his call history reveal that he's been working with an unknown individual named Fulcrum, who serves as his feet on the ground. The ISB trace Fulcrum to Yavin 4, where they discover Ahsoka Tano and many survivors of the Jedi Purge amidst an entire legion of rebel soldiers and personnel. An entire fleet appears above the planet, orbitally bombarding the planet and ensuring that the Jedi are killed. With the rebellion destroyed, Anakin refocuses his efforts on defeating the Chiss ascendancy. He swiftly conquers the Chiss capital world of Chilla, arriving on the planet to end the ruling families personally. He executes the aristocra and absorbs their government into the Empire, using their knowledge of the unknown regions to finish his conquest of the galaxy. Anakin's expanse into the unknown regions eventually leads to the discovery of an unmarked planet deep beyond the galactic barrier. Anakin is told about the planet and how it radiates with a dark presence that even non-Force sensitives can feel. Anakin decides to investigate alone, arriving on the planet to confront the darkness. Anakin arrives at the Sith Citadel, entering it and descending deep into the structure. Anakin discovers a laboratory being operated by the Sith Eternal Cult as many of its members attack the Sith Lord. Vader cuts them all down, traveling deeper into the Citadel until he discovers who is behind the operation. He gasps in shock as he lays eyes upon his old master. Darth Sidious stands before his former apprentice in Anakin's clone body. Palpatine explains how he transferred his essence into the dying body of Obi-Wan Kenobi, using his hatred for his apprentice to keep him from dying, a trick learned from his master, Darth Plagueis. He remarks on Vader's successes in domineering the entire galaxy and in such a short time. He taunts Vader, saying how nice it will be when he reclaims his empire, using Anakin's face as a cover for the true Sith Lord. Anakin, enraged by his findings, begins a battle with Sidious. Vader swings his blade towards Sidious, but is repelled by Sidious before he can make a hit. Anakin holds his ground, lifting Sidious into the air and force choking him. Sidious throws his lightsaber at his student, who dodges at the last second. Both are evenly matched, since they both possess the same midi-chlorian count, force abilities, and versatility. Sidious starts to gain the upper hand, using his many years of combat experience to overwhelm Vader. However, Vader has also become a proficient duelist and darkside user as he protects against Sidious's attack. The battle becomes one of attrition to see who will outlive the other. Sidious begins to show weakness sooner than Vader as the fight continues. Sidious begins to break down as exhaustion sets in, and his use of Force lightning drains him all the more. Vader capitalizes on this weakness, striking down Sidious as he uses transference once more. He attempts to possess Vader's body, but the Sith Lord's mind is too strong. Without a place to go, Sidious's soul is sucked into chaos, and he is vanquished forever. With all of his rivals dead, and with the galaxy under his complete control, Vader becomes the uncontested ruler of the galaxy. Though heavy-handed, he is also merciful to those beneath him, as he offers them peace, freedom, justice, and security. All of his subjects remain completely loyal to him, and anyone who hints at rebellion is arrested and killed. Anakin raises his children, Luke and Leia, in understanding both the light and dark sides of the Force. Both achieve a sort of balance, becoming officers serving alongside their father and believing in his ideology. He begins an imperial royal family, with his children taking up the mantle after his eventual passing. The galaxy would expand into other galaxies, slowly conquering the universe and subjecting it to the same peace, freedom, justice, and security that Anakin once promised Obi-Wan that he would give the people under his rule. And although tyrannical, there is no debate that there is everlasting peace throughout not just the galaxy, but the universe. That's it for today's story. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.